Spurs managing just the one shot on goal over the course of the 90 minutes. So, how do we assess what we saw? How would you rate that City performance, Craig?
Up to the final third, pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite Man United v Juventus in terms of a 1-0 game, but it wasn't far off it. We had,
right.
You know, I just thought that City's movement and their ability on a really tricky pitch that was clearly bobbled, playing in a car park.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to affect them. They were still passing it quickly. They were moving. Players were interchanging. They were creating chances. They always looked a threat. And I only felt the biggest problem for Man City in the second half was Man City themselves. Although Tottenham made some changes and they did have some good moments, that one we showed you came off slackness from Riyad Mahrez. And I felt that the David Silva thing, you saw Pep Guardiola when he didn't put it in, he was absolutely furious because I think he realised, look, this game is absolutely here for the taking, and we're going to make a mess of it if our final third is going to continue in the manner in which it is.
It's a scoreline and the league position looks great now for City, Steve, but is there a slight worry, concern about that killer instinct that they didn't kill this game off?
Yes, there definitely is. And the problem with them not having that killer instinct is that defensively, they try and play from any position on the field, regardless of what box it is. If it's their own box, he wants them playing. I mean, De Bruyne lost the ball in his own box towards the end of the game because he was just overplaying. But that's what Pep wants. And if there's one thing that's going to be their downfall, that's what it is. You know, there will be stages, or every team has stages where their finishing isn't quite there, and it's not there for City. But whilst they're given opportunities, like they did it today with Tottenham, that's the only thing that's going to pull them down.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing pulling them down in terms of the standings. They've kept pace with Liverpool, leapfrog back above them to the top of the table. Those two teams with 8 wins and 2 draws from their first 10 games. Spurs are left a little further behind now, 5 points after that defeat. And Gab, let's turn the focus to Spurs. It's been a bit of a paradox so far this season, hasn't it? With statistically their best ever start to a year. I'm not sure if that still applies after tonight's defeat. But then, all the naysayers and Mauricio Pochettino saying things don't feel as good. What do you make of Spurs' plight at the moment?
You're right. It is odd. I mean, had Spurs won this game tonight, they would have been second in the table. And yet, pre-game Pochettino coming out and saying that it was the worst moment since he's been at the club, 4 or 5 years ago. I think, for me, I give him a pass because, you've lost Vertonghen, you lost Dele Alli for a big chunk of time, and obviously, you lost Eriksen, who's back but not back. Tonight he was on the bench. Clearly not back physically to where he needs to be. And, when you're a team like Spurs, you can't just go and spot the opposition 3 of your very best players not named Harry Kane. There are obviously broader issues, the signings in the summer that weren't made and whatever else. But I think, we're kind of getting confirmation that because things go wrong over a season, everything has to go right, I think, for Tottenham to really challenge.
But is this what Spurs' season is going to be?
When's Pochettino not getting a pass? And I'm kind of with Gab, but you almost feel for him about the signings and the stadium and the this and the injuries. But listen, the hard facts are they're outside the top 4. That's a fact. The fact is, in the Champions League, they've been awful. They haven't been particularly great in the Premier League, but again, I'm with Gab. I'm kind of giving Pochettino a pass, but they're in 5th. When do we stop giving this guy a pass?